Hi, butter. Hi. You're gonna stay with me, right? You're not gonna flirt with someone else, right? Right, butter? You stay with me, right? You always stay with me. Always. Hi. Hi. Hello. How are you guys? How are you? I have too much energy. Too much energy. Oh wait. The game. I need to start the game. The game. Where's the game? Here's the game. How are you? How are you? Hello. I think Butter ran away. Scared of me. Wait. Is my GBM good or is it too loud? I don't even know. Okay, let me, whatever. Let me switch. I mean, I am a switch, but no. Yes. Hi. The title gives me a very bad Doki Doki vibe. That was my intro today. The worst is I've played Doki Doki on stream, so I know what you're talking about. I know. How are you, Butter? How are you, my husband? Oh, wait. There you go. How are you? Isn't it like late for you, Butter? Isn't it late? What's the gallery? That one? Oh, okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh. Oh dang. Oops, my bad. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. Let's continue this game. I've been wanting to stream since Sunday, actually. Since I streamed Sunday, yeah, I've been wanting to stream, you know. What are you doing, Butter? Are you streaming? No, you're not. I don't think you are. Wait. Oh, wait. Wait, give me a second. No, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep yes. Whoop is the sound with the police? Why the police is in my house? Whoop is the sound with the police? Ah! Why the police is in my house? Ah! With the police? Stop lagging, computer! Ah! There you go, shut up. Me shush. Beautiful voice, but shush. Why the police in my house? I didn't do anything, I promised. I just kidnapped Butter, that's it. I didn't do anything. Yeah. Meh. Is it the horny jail police? I didn't even start being horny yet. I didn't do anything. Anyway, let's start the game. Let's go in order. I said that last time. How are you doing? I'm doing better. Better. I'm I need to blow my nose sometimes, but that's basically all I have left. That is and a little bit of coughing. Otherwise, the rest is gone. I have nothing left. How are you? How is my dear husband doing? Early one afternoon, you found yourself in the living room with your family. Why do we say that like something like special? It's not something special. It was another one of those summer days where it felt too hot to go outside, but it was too uncomfortable to do anything inside either. Okay. The air conditioner was cranked up as far as you could negotiate it, but everyone was still being pretty lazy. Dang, it's loud. Loud for me. Is it loud for you? But yeah, otherwise I'm pretty much healed. That's why I'm streaming. I was like, I'm not waiting any longer. I'm good to go. I'm going. I'm running. Nobody can stop me. I'm doing alright. Just got a whole lot of work on my plate, so slowly doing them. Oh. Ooh. What kind of work? You're like rebuilt a PC or something? I don't know why I have in my head that you're a teacher. I see you as a teacher, that's it. I don't know why. For me, you're a teacher. You're not help, you're not the help technician. You're just you're a teacher. I'll be back soon. Gonna take a quick shower. Can I come in the shower? Can I come in your shower? Can I take a shower with you? Let me take a shower with you. Let me. You, your moms and sister were lounging around while the TV blared on in the backdrop. But ignored by all of you, okay? You specifically were. I was wet. Lying spread eagle on the carpet, sitting cross-legged on the floor, perched on one arm on a couch, dropped over a coffee table. Me, a teacher, just stuff at home and actually work. Yeah, I don't know why I see you as a teacher. Is it because of your PNG and the glasses? I don't know. I just see you as a teacher. For me, when people would ask me, what's your husband's job? I would say teacher, not tech support, Dropped over the coffee table. Perched over the arm of a couch. What? I'm just gonna sit normally on the floor. I'm just gonna sit normally, yeah. Just sit normally. I looked at the windows at the backyard. Not that they were, nope, not that there was anything of particular interest to watch. Elizabeth broke the silence with a loud growl. You glanced over. She was lying on her back over the couch, massaging her calf with one hand. How the hell did she do it? If she's laying on the couch on her back, how is she like massaging her calf? Did she put her feet in her mouth, or what she do? Oh, and yeah, no more daddy voice. No more voice is back. Sorry for you guys, but no more daddy voice. Ugh, I feel terrible. I'm dying in this house and my leg hurts. I don't know, go bury yourself. You'll feel cooler, yeah. Mom looked up from the magazine she'd barely been flipping through and frowned, concerned. Could you have strained them somehow? Elizabeth flailed briefly, then flopped on her side with a heavy sigh. I don't know, it just hurts.
Sweetie.
Oh, sweetheart. Ma got up from her seat at the kitchen table and walked over to your sister. She did a light pat on Elizabeth's shoulder sympathetically. Sympathetically. Whatever. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. Maybe it's growing pains. You could be taller by next fall. Elizabeth scoffed. She didn't look impressed by Ma's assessment. I'd rather be my height forever than deal with this. Mom walked over too, leaning against the back of the couch. Kids, they grow up so fast. Soon Elizabeth will have a home of her own, maybe with a nice husband and some kids, if she feels like it. She sniffed loudly and wiped her eyes, but you could tell that it was just a bit. You tilted your head, even though you knew Elizabeth liked guys. It was hard to imagine her with a boyfriend or husband. She only seemed invested in hanging out with her group of friends, not chasing after boys. Ma must agree with you, because she shook her head.
Now.
Let's not exaggerate. She's still practically a child. But if you do pursue romance, Elizabeth, you can come to talk to me about it. Definitely, we're always willing to lend an ear. Elizabeth's features contorted in disgust.
No.
No way! I'm not talking to my moms about that. Mom's jaw dropped and she gasped in an exaggerated display of shock. Her hand came up to rest on her chest. Ma only grinned. She didn't look offended by Elizabeth's quick response at all. It really wouldn't be so bad to come to us. I know what it's like to have a crush on a pretty boy or two. I don't, but I can listen anyway. Mom snorted at her joke while Ma burst into giggles. They were having a little too much fun at Elizabeth's expense. Elizabeth certainly wasn't feeling the amusement because she rolled her eyes and sat up.
Thanks.
I'm going back to my room. I'd rather melt alone, thanks. Goodbye. She strode off toward the staircase, taking the step two at a time. Your mom stares at her, then turned to each other with raised eyebrows. Whoops! Looks like we scare her off with all that romance talk.
Well?
Oh well. We'll get her next time. That sounded so evil. You watch them titter with some surprise. Obviously your mom liked women, but you had no idea that Ma liked guys too. Today was the first time you heard her say something like that. Ma, I always thought you only like ladies. You like guys too? Ma turned to you, happy to bring you into things now that you've spoken up. She smiled and nodded. That's right, I like both. But I like your mom most of everyone. She's special. She's special. My smile turned all soft in the corner, but it usually did when she looked at her. She pinched Mom's cheek lightly. Do you two need me to like leave the room? Well, I can just go to my neighbor and I can just leave. Like look at them. Mom reached up to cup a hand over Ma's. Even when Ma stopped pulling her cheek, their hand remained clasped together.
You're fantastic.
Thanks, lady. I think most women have charm, but no one can hold a candle to you.
Aww.
Ma beamed, then kissed Mom on the cheek she'd been pinching before. You laughed at Vantic, the woman was very sweet, cringed when embarrassing. Let me cringe, okay? Let me just cringe. Please stop. You slouched down as if that would hide you from sight. Why were you... bro, I can't read. Why were parents like that? Ma looked Nope, still not. Still not reading. Ma looked back to you, letting mom's hands. Let mom's hand go with breeze squeeze. She settled down next to you, and mom followed soon after. You know, I'm also here to listen to you whenever you're ready. That offer isn't just for Elizabeth. In fact, I think that Tom might be needed sooner for you. Dag it, Ma. Come on. Stop throwing me under the bus. After all, you already have someone, isn't it? Better. I mean, what? Mom shook her head and elbowed Ma, but it was futile. Matter. You brushed fiercely. You also elbowed her. Ma, I don't have someone. Yeah, that's true. I kind of want to do the elbow thing. That's kind of funny. Let's do. Mouse only giggled and smiled, not looking at the least bit apologetic. There's no rush, of course. You can take all the time you need to figure out what or who you want.
It's okay.
Don't think you have to stick with whatever you come up with right now. In either, life's nice like that. You can change and you can learn. Mom nodded her agreement. The two of us are happy to hear you out and may be able to relate better than you think. Still, we won't push the topic, at least most of the time. She gave Ma the weakest scathing look possible while being unable to stop grinding. Thanks, you noticed silently, you shrugged. Enough to worry about it. I'd rather pass on all of that. Just say thanks. I'll think about it.
Wonderful.
Good, that's all we ask for. Mom let out another exaggerated sniffle. It didn't take a genius to realize it was fake. First Elizabeth, and now you, Jamie. Do you have to grow up? Yep. Children tend to do that from time to time. Your parents quickly grew absorbed in their conversation about rearing kids. You took that as a cue to leave, getting up so you could spend some time alone in your room too. But they let you go without problem, so you made your way up the stairs. You let out of sight once you stepped into your room. It was just as sweltering in there as it was in the living room, possibly even a little warmer. You couldn't even open your window since it was hotter outside, and you just let the AC out. You dragged your feet as you crossed the room. You checked your current sweltering condition in the mirror as you passed by it. You thought back to the conversation you had downstairs about growing up and all that. After a moment, you stepped a bit closer to the mirror. You stared. I was gonna say shatter. Why would I shatter my mirror? Why would I punch my mirror? You stared into it, then turned away from the surface to look down at yourself. You were definitely glowing, alright? It was weird thinking about how you were now, in comparison to what you'd been when you were younger. When it came to your body, it was getting some muscle definition nowadays, was chubby, was slender, was heavyset, or so was scrawny. What is that? Let's just get the muscle. Muscle. You shifted to the side, your head still facing forward, and continuing the self-evaluation from this viewpoint. At birth you were assigned female and... At birth you were assigned male then. Intersex? What? I don't know, male, yeah. Your chest was only flat. Your chest was flat, but you thought about it being different. Your chest was flat by birth, but you aimed to have breasts through hormone therapy. Let's just, I don't know, just flat, I don't know. And that's just the way it was for you. Okay. You took a step backwards, finished with your impromptu inspection. You locked eyes with your reflection, cooking your head to a side. Yeah, I'm cooking. Let me cook. Let me cook. All things considered, you thought you looked fantastic. You didn't look too bad. You had no idea how to feel. You were simply neutral. You were self-conscious. You wanted to look different than you did. Ooh, that's a hard one. Okay. Should I like break the wall and do the how I see my character? Should I roleplay my character on this answer, or should I just give you a little clue about my lore? Huh? What should I do? What should I do? Huh? Let me think. What do I want to do? The lore is no. I'm not giving you any clue. Keep dreaming. I'm sorry, but no. Keep dreaming. You have to wait for a debut in like 5 years. You know, wait 5 years like me. Wait 5 years. My character does look pretty amazing. But if I would be like in his shoes, he would probably be like, I don't look too bad, you know. I'm okay. So I don't know, fantastic or too bad. You know what? Let's be humble. Not too bad. A slightly smile tugged at your mouth. Sure, maybe you wouldn't be a model or anything, but you weren't half bad. Oh wait, I need to cough. Okay, I'm good. You shook your head roughly, putting thoughts of what you were turning into out in your mind. This wasn't the time to focus on such things. You had to find something to do in this heat. You shuffled over to your bed, collapsing onto the mattress. Your brow, scrunched up in thoughts. Time passed slowly, and to your annoyance, possibly ideas about what to do were few and far between. You weren't sure how long it had been, but eventually you heard your mom call you from downstairs. Jamie, there's a call for you. Cove wants to come over, is that alright? You perked up at the words, sitting up in your bed. You yelled back to her immediately. Yeah. You got to your feet and headed downstairs, eager to see your friend. You needed to go downstairs soon anyway, because your empty stomach told you it was almost time for lunch. Just as you reached the bottom of the stairs, you saw Mom put the phone back on the receiver. She glanced at Ma, leaning her hip against the kitchen counter.
What a pickle.
Well, here comes trouble. We better prepare yourselves. Huh? Why? Ma clicked her tongue in clear disapproval of Mom's word. He's such a good boy. Cove never wants to cause trouble. He can just be a bit toothless and impulsive. Oh, I know, he's very sweet. That's what makes it more of a problem. If a stranger or some kid from school was edging Jamie on to behave badly, I think we'd both agree that he'd do the right thing in the end. But Cove Heldon got into a reckless mood and wanted Jamie to be a part of the ride. Can we really be certain of what call he'd make then?
Yes.
Yes, I think so. Jamie helps Cove settle down. He would have gotten himself even more trouble without him.
Thanks.
You have a point. Ma just laughed as she turned away, still noting her eyes met yours. She blinked in surprise, then waved at you with an easy grin. Mom looked over, noticing you at the foot of the stairs as well. Oh, I didn't expect you to come down already, Jamie. I just wanted to let you know what was happening. You pretended to didn't overhear your conversation. You called Mom out on her comment. Mom, I'm sorry, but I'm calling you out. Well, if I hadn't come now, then I wouldn't have heard everything you said.
Pam.
Oh, you got caught, Pam.
What?
What? You were saying things too. I didn't say anything. I wouldn't have told Jamie directly. Oh, you're unbelievable. Yep, you're under the bus. You were thrown under the bus, Mom. You shook your head at your parents, even as you felt a blush when you remember just what they'd been discussing. Alright, you got me. I'm sorry for being gossipy and saying bad about your friend. I can be bad too.
Let's go.
We'll get out of your way now. Yeah, bye, Mom. Mom sighed in mock defeat and made her way down the hall. Ma followed after her with a hushed giggle. Now you were alone in the living room, tasked with waiting for Cove. And that was just fine with you. No, it's not fine. I hate waiting. Why you make me wait? If it hadn't been so hot outside, you would have visited him at his house a long time ago, would I? Okay. You took a seat at the kitchen counter and settled in for the wait. As expected, there was a knock on the door a few minutes later. When you got up and answered it, your neighbor was standing on the other side. He came in once you stepped aside to let him pass, giving a little wave. You greeted him as you typically did. Nice. With a wave, with a low five, with a nudge to his shoulder. A nudge to his shoulder? What? With a noogie? What is that? With a hug? Can I give him a hug? I kinda wanna give him a hug, Like, the wave is weird, the low five is weird, nothing happened. The nudge to his shoulder and the noogie, I have no idea what those are. So I'm just gonna do the hug. He stiffened in your arms, then relaxed seconds after. One would think it'd be used to your hugs after all these years. Hee hee. Hey. His voice was cracked as he struggled to say something. You didn't feel worried about that. It was how he usually reacted when you were close by. Cole sighed and wiped at his face a bit. He noted the sheen of sweat across his brow. Weird word. He must be glad to be back in an air-conditioned place, even if he only had to walk across the street to get there. Is something going on? Why do you want to come over? I don't want to do anything, not when it's like this. He just wake. Blah, 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 blah. He gestured vaguely to the humid air hanging around. I thought I could at least do nothing with you. Aww, that's kind of cute. You thought that was really sweet. How did you know I was doing nothing? Maybe I had plans. Oh, come on, that's just an American panic. You nodded, that makes sense to you. I was thinking the exact same thing. No, I wasn't. I was just trying to find something to do and I failed. But it is kind of sweet. His words were nice and expressed real fondness for you, in a strange sort of way, which was usually the case with Cove. Have you had lunch yet? Are you gonna do it soon? He shook his head.
Not really.
I haven't really felt like eating because of the heat. I probably should have lunch. I didn't have breakfast this morning. Yeah, I get it. Blah blah, nope. Yeah, I get like that sometimes too. You should really eat properly. You didn't eat at all? Then you gotta have something now. Great, we can have lunch together. Yay! Lunch together. Cove nodded, looking content with your suggestion. Okay, cool. As one, you nodded into the kitchen. You crossed your arms as you glanced around, wondering what you should scrounge up for a meal. You don't want to eat something that's warmed up. Is there I don't want to eat anything that's warmed up. Yeah, okay. Is there something cold or not cooked? Yeah. After a bit of back and forth, the two of you concluded that you should raid the fridge and cabinet in order to make sandwiches. With that settled, you had planned to decide on the outside layer first. There was a wide variety to choose from, since everyone in your house had their own favorites. There was white bread, wheat bread, sourdough, mixed grain, gluten-free bread, and pizza pockets.
Hey.
Could you take the grain one for me? Sure. You reached for the mixed grain and made your decision. Lettuce wrap, red bread, sourdough, mixed grain, salmon's wheel bread, gluten-free bread, pita pocket. Let's go for the white bread, you know. Let's just be simple, you know. Just be simple. You pulled out the white bread too, setting both items onto the counter. Then you had to decide what main direction the sandwich would go in. You wanted to make a sweet style of sandwich. Make a truly savory style of sandwich. Sweeter. Yeah. I don't know, I'm picking random, you know. Something sweet would be perfect in this sweltering heat. As for the specific ingredients, peanut butter, cashew butter, what is that? Honey, marshmallow fluff. Huh? Is it supposed to be like marshmallow on my sandwich? Chocolate glazed nut spread, strawberry jam, grape jelly, orange marmalade, banana slice, mango slice, strawberries, apple slice, marshmallow. Oh. Apple. I have no idea what I'm doing. Don't ask me, okay? Don't ask. Strawberries and mango and otherwise everything. You nodded to yourself with quite satisfied. The two of you bustled around the kitchen, opening and closing things in order to collect everything you needed for your individual sandwiches. You focused intently on assembling your own, for the most part. When you were close to being done, though, you glanced over at your neighbor. Cove was putting a sandwich together delicately. His brow furrowed, and tongue sticking out just barely. Grab the tongue, grab it. There were open jars of peanut butter and honey near his plate, as well as a banana peel. So he was making peanut butter, banana, and honey sandwich on mixed grain bread. Kind of look like it would taste good, even though I've never tasted actually peanut butter. I don't know, I feel like it would taste good. Oh, I want to try it. Blah blah. If I would see it, I would be like, kind of want to try it. Maybe have one yourself in a different time. Curiosity satiated, you turned back to your plate and finished your own creation. By the time you were done, Cove had already cleaned up his workstation. He turned face to you, studying your sandwich briefly. A small smile tugged at the corner of his mouth. You guessed it didn't look inedible to him at least. Done? Yeah. Cool. He waited as you quietly returned the ingredients and cleaned a few utensils. Then the two of you collected your respective plates. You both agreed on heading upstairs to hang out in your room. Wait, let me change position. Okay. You and Cove entered your bedroom while balancing your food on the plate. Nothing fell, so it was a successful trip. Well, it's kind of hard to make it fail. You know, to make it fall, it's kind of hard. Cove took a seat out of the ground, stretching out on the hardwood floor in an attempt to keep it a bit cooler. He immediately took a big bite of his sandwich, chewed, then hummed happily. This sandwich is very good, at least that's something. At this point, you sat down and started your own sandwich. You nodded, you were enjoying yours too. You shrugged, it was okay. You scrunched up your face, but did not turn out as suspected. Let's enjoy it, you know? Let's enjoy it. Obviously, you're a pro making sandwiches. He leaned back on his hand while chewing and glanced over. His every movement was sluggish. Want to do something? What kind of something? What kind of something, sir? It seemed the plan was not doing anything at all, had already one thing, despite his lack of enthusiasm. Not really, could he even muster a reply? Like what? He rolled his head back, looking at the ceiling. What about Hangman? You laughed at the suggestion but went along with it. Oops, I just hit my mic, I'm sorry. Yeah, neither of you had the energy for something more taxing. You grudgingly murmured it. You thought it was a nice idea. Sure, why not? Let's laugh but go along. You put your plate to the side and pulled up some markers and scrap paper. As you laid everything on the floor, he scouted back to make room in front of you. Cove picked up one of the markers with his right hand, while keeping a half slice of sandwich in his left.
That's,
Can I pick up the phrase? Go ahead, I don't mind. He smiled briefly before he bent over the paper and began sketching the hangman frame. Then he stopped, pursing his lips in thought. In thought? He tapped the end of his marker against his cheek. You watched silently as Cove looked down at the paper, up at your face, then off to the side in a loop. His marker kept tapping his cheek the entire time. You raised an eyebrow. He'd suggested the game and wanted to pick the phrase, but it looked like he didn't actually have anything in mind for it. Finally, he put empty lines on the paper to signify spots for letters. Alright, you can start guessing. Oh boy. What is it? What is it? He peered over. His secret phrase consisted of 3 words. The first 2 had 3 letters, and the last had 4. You thought hard about your first guess, what your first guess would be. Enter 1 letter of the alphabet. E. Ooh, you got 1. After the first round, you were about to take another bite of your sandwich when a thought occurred to you. I wonder if anyone turned off the TV downstairs. Huh? The TV was on earlier, but no one was really watching. When everyone started leaving the living room. I know I didn't turn it off. It might be still on downstairs with no one there. Cole smiled crookedly at that. We shall, playing with no one around to enjoy it. What was it? I don't know. He squinted off into the middle distance, trying to recall the show's name. I feel like it was some kind of crime-solving drama. Cove nodded sleepily, his eyes closed, then opened again with some effort. Can't give any specifics, maybe I can guess it. Well, you rested your chin on your open palm, grudgingly thinking as hard as you could. I remember there was a woman with long blonde hair, I think. She was the one solving crime, like as a detective or something. There were scenes in the police station because someone got arrested. You lapsed into silence, both of you thoughtful. Then Cove chuckled. It wasn't that funny, but you joined him in the laughter anyway. I don't know what it is. Me neither, and I just saw it. I thought 1 letter of the alphabet. Something that is often N, because why not? No, sorry, I'm gonna start adding the little person. Oh shit. Another round came and went, and Cove grumbled as he readjusted himself. His features were twisted in grimace. I feel so sticky. I'm gonna be stuck to the floor forever now. I have to charge your rent then. You can invite my new roomie if you want. Look like we'll both be stuck here forever then. I'm sticky too. Yo. No, I'll pay you off if you have to. Just smile at his whining. Roomie? Roomie? He smiled slightly at your joke suggestion. That wouldn't be so bad. You couldn't help but smile too. Now that you thought about it, being roommates with Cove would be fun. Then you returned to the game. I don't know. Yes? That's the point for me. Oh, come on. That's so mean. Crow spoke up once more, catching your attention. He was peering down at the piece of paper between you, his expression thoughtful. You know, Hangman is kind of a creepy game. Why did people come up with it? Why did they play it? Maybe it was what they had instead of the real core trial back then? Would be weird. I've always wondered about that. I have to look it up later. It's really an old game, not sure where the name coming from. Yeah, but really? Nobody knows? Not for sure. Wow. Grove sounding impressed that you knew that piece of trivia. You sat up straighter under the weight of his stare. Ooh. Give me a letter. C. Oh, fine. Good guess. Could it be the last word is his name? Could it be? I'll try that. By this point, Cove had finished his sandwich. Yours was almost gone too, but now you were getting thirsty. You brought it up to your neighbor. Should we go downstairs to get some drink? I was thinking that too, but I don't really want to get up. Me neither. Looked over at him, narrowing your eyes with false suspicion. I'm coughing. But hey, what happened to you not being able to get up ever again because you were stuck to the floor? That's it, true. I mean, we're not actually going Ori. I only thought about it. You rolled your eyes and dropped the issue, defeated. Cove grinned a little at your disappointment over his victory. Oh. Oh, okay. You? You... You die. I don't know. Yep, that's right. That's another one. You are... No, did I try A already? I don't think I did. Ooh, whoops. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. You are... Yeah. You are... Cute? Sheesh. You are cute, that was the phrase that Cove has spent so long settling on. You stared at it. A few correct letters in, you had a feeling you knew what the phrase was. Still, you felt... I felt like coughing, that's what I felt. Still, you felt butterflies in your stomach at seeing it, clear as day on the paper. You took in the words for a moment longer. When you looked up at Cove, that took a long time to look at him, bro. He had trouble meeting your shocked gaze, a smile settling awkward on his lips. His next word left him in a mumble.
I mean...
Uh-huh. Yep. He's cute. It was all I could think of at the time. You covered your face bashfully. You gave him a playful shove, still in disbelief. You stayed where you were, unable to move. You fell backwards onto the floor from your sitting position. Why would I do that? You wrapped your arms around him. Maybe no. What do they mean bashfully? I need to know what the word is. What is bashfully? What does it mean? Bashfully. Very shy or easily embarrassed. Oh. Let's go for the answer. The answer. So only you had trouble meeting his eyes too. Your hand came up to hide your flushed features from his sight. You know you're cute, thank you, I can't believe you. Damn, Cove. Just let out a small squeak. Huh. Which one? Which one? Which one? Which one? I can't believe you. That's kind of false. Thank you is kind of, say something more. No, you're cute. Go smile a bit more, clearly still feeling awkward about the move he pulled. He turned away from you, his cheek tinted pink. A moment passed between the two of you. Now would be a perfect time to change the subject, but you didn't, and he didn't either. Things started feeling a bit more personal all of a sudden. You looked into Cove's ocean eyes and saw yourself staring back. I think you're really cute, seriously. Do you mean it? Do you think I'm cute? I kinda like wanna embarrass him a bit more, Cove didn't crack a smile or tell you he was joking. He was firmly kept his gaze. Yeah. Then he broke the eye contact. I heard at some point you're supposed to start liking people. Types of people, guy or girl, whatever.
I don't know.
I haven't really noticed that yet. Nothing's changed, not in a big way. Not for everybody. We have to grow up more, but at least with... You waited, but he trailed off. He wasn't going to keep talking. Oh, whoops. Like, what did he say? You waited, but he... Oh. You frowned, a little disappointed. You wished that he had continued with what he was saying. You shook off the strangeness of the situation and tried to be supportive. Maybe you just don't like anybody. Or maybe you like all types of people. That's normal too. Cove seemed to appreciate that thought, if the smile that appeared on his lips was any indication. But the expression was quick to disappear. He peered over at you, looking nervous. Okay, what about you? What kind of guy or person do you like? He winced and seemed to be mentally kicking himself for saying it like that. He considered his question carefully. Did you know who or what you liked? You were saying to have physical attraction. In a general way, what? You only seem to have physical attraction in specific cases and situation. You didn't really have any physical interest in other people. You didn't think that if you had interest in people physically, there was only one person you'd ever had those kind of feelings for. Oh sheesh. Let's not do that one though. It's a bit too I don't know. I'm like what, 12 years old? A specific attraction in specific cases in a situation, maybe? Yeah, I don't know, random. Have romantic attraction in general ways. To feel romantic attraction in specific cases and situation. But specifically when it came to how you felt towards boys. If you found them attractive, you thought you'd be happy to be with a guy someday. You found them attractive, but you hadn't thought about being with a guy. You weren't physically interested, but you'd be happy to have a romantic relationship with a guy. You generally weren't interested in guys, but there were special exceptions. The first one. And how you felt toward girls. Not interested. But people who aren't exclusive male or female. I don't know. I'm gonna like. There's the guy back there that that we want. That's it. That's it. That's the end of the answer. I don't know. This should be like. If I don't know. That doesn't feel right. No, I don't know. You returned your attention to Cove. He was waiting patiently for your response. I don't mind. He listened intently, taking in every word as you tried to convey how you felt. He definitely perked up a bit when you mentioned having some interest in romantic relationship. Then he scratched the back of his head, sheepish. Oh, my throat. I'm not really sure how we ended up talking about all this when we started. I was just playing Handman. But it was good, I think. I just nodded quietly. Let's just nod quietly. Yep, 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 yep. Cove chuckled a little bashfully. He glanced around, clearly scrambling for something else to say. So, have you been able to practice recently? Yeah, actually, I'm really glad you brought it up. The conversation took a lighter turn after that, and it felt like you got closer that afternoon. Finally, the blazing sun began to set. To your relief, the air cooled down a bit as a result. You pulled yourself off the floor, as you did as did Cove, with some minor complaint. You both stretch your arm, groaning, and yawned into your hands. You glanced out your window briefly, taking in the soft red, pink, and purple of the late afternoon sky. Somehow, you had made it through the scorching hot day in one piece. Sorry, I coughed again. Cove turned toward you, motioning towards your window with his chin. Wanna go outside? Might be better out there than it is here now. Sound good? I could really use some fresh air. The two of you took your time heading downstairs. You stopped briefly to grab a drink of water, but continued on your way. You stepped outside, one after the other, your destination being the familiar hills behind your house. This time of day, it was quiet outside. The flowers blew gently in the wind, petals trembling but stubbornly hanging in there. You felt the breeze cool your heated skin, and you relaxed your shoulders. Cove closed his eyes, releasing a deep breath. I really love it out here. Quietly enjoyed the moment, I don't know. Cove smiled. It was clear that he was enjoying it too. A beat passed, but his gaze didn't stray away from your own. His voice was impossibly soft when he spoke up again.
Jamie.
I'm glad I met you, Jamie. You're really important to me, you know? You blush at the statement. I feel the same. That's nice of you to say. You smiled silently. You've been too sweet. You're special to me, Cove. Yeah. Man, my throat is dying. I don't know why. I need to drink something. I'll go drink something after this little moment. Your voice came out acutely delicate. From the way his features brightened, though, you knew he heard you. The two of you looked over into each other's eyes. Nothing more needed to be said. Even as the sun disappeared completely and the sky darkened, you and Cove remained side by side, as long as you possibly could. Ooh, okay. Well, let's take a small break because I need to go drink something. My throat. Coming back. I'm back. Sorry. Did you drown in the toilet? No, I did not. I had a nosebleed. A little nosebleed, so I had to take care of it. Kinda glad it happened during the break. Not on the stream. That would be annoying. Anyway. Hello, Mama. Hello. How are you? Hello. Impeccable timing. Kinda true. The timing was kinda good, I must admit. But anyway, yeah. Hello, Amma. Hello. How are you? How are you doing today? I'm doing very. Doing very. How are you, Nak? I'm good. Not really sick anymore. Just I need to like sometimes blow my nose and I am like kind of coughing sometimes, but otherwise I'm good. The rest is gone. Daddy voice is gone. I'm sorry for you guys, but daddy voice is gone. I mean, very good. Yeah, don't worry. I know. If you're doing very, I think you should focus on that. He's worse than me. But yeah, I'm doing good. My throat is also just a little bit like quickly dry, but otherwise that's fine. And yeah, like I said, daddy voice is gone. I know better like my daddy voice, but it's gone. What have you been doing today, Arma? If it's okay for me to know. Let's do in order, family. Let's do that. The sun warmed the skin from its place in the sky, and you closed your eyes, enjoying the mix of the heat with a pleasant breeze that drifted past you. I like this this view, you know, the little like how is it called? Not a mountain, but like a hill, the little hill we're on, and the sea and the ocean. It's nice. Imagine having that, like this is your garden, you know. Just imagine it. It looks so nice. You and Lee have spread out a blanket on top of one of the hills. Lee? Who's Lee? And why is Lee? Who is Lee? Huh? Who is he? Who is that guy? Huh? Did I just not remember him? I don't know, maybe. Yeah. Blanket on top of one of the hills behind your house. I had been relaxing there for a while now. Why am I relaxing with some random guy? Why am I relaxing with some random guy and not my future husband? What? What? What the hell has been going on in my life? We had come over earlier in the day, and while a range of activities had been discussed, from staying home to heading down to the beach, a picnic on the hill had been the choice you both settled on. Why am I on a date with someone else? I went on a date with someone I don't even know. Okay. I don't even know why I went on a date with him, but I went on a date. A small spread was laid out in front of you. Some bottle of water, soft drinks, as well as chips and sliced fruit. You sat up and reached for a snack. What type of snack exactly are we talking about? Is it very long and hard and beige colored? What type of snack? Can you like precise what type of snack? Listen to talk away about the musical she got in to see a few days ago. Okay, it's a girl. Oh, thank you, it's a girl. Oh, thank you. Who is Levo? I still don't remember. Is it our cousin? I remember we had a cousin. Is that her name? I don't remember, bro. Oh yeah, okay, it's her. Yeah, okay. Okay. Panic is over. False alert. Okay, we're good. Oh, we're good. Oh, that was a jump scare. God. It was unbelievable. Yeah, yeah, unbelievable. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. After what I just saw, yeah. There was singing, dancing, and crazy stunts, and it was all done live, right in front of my face. Girl, where did you go? Did you go to a strip club? What? You know what? I don't want to know. Forget I asked. I don't want to know. Maybe one day you could go together to a strip club. Butter, do you want to go to a strip club? Oh, I gotta get some more shit like that. Girl, maybe not, you know. You smile at least infused as knowing how much she enjoys singing and performing. And she was good at it too. You had gotten the chance to hear her sing a couple of tunes. And you knew she put a lot of effort into it. What? What? You don't want to? You also liked to sing, but you weren't very good. You also liked to sing, but had talents of your own. You didn't like to sing, but you had been told you were good at it. You weren't good at singing, but that suited you fine. Second one. It was nice the two of you could share that interest. I wonder if maybe we could put on a our show. Think of how fun it'd be. We could perform for our parents and ask our friends and some other people to come and watch too. It'd be blah 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 blah. It'd totally work. Let's do it. I don't know, Baba. Daddy gave you stage fright. Sure, I'll give it a go. That's not a bad idea. It'd be embarrassing. Sure, I'll give it a go. It wasn't something you had really thought about before, but if Lee wanted to do it, then you could at least give it a shot. Lee clapped in excitement and bounced on the balls at her feet. Aren't you like on a hill? How are they at your feet? They're probably like in the water by now. What the hell? Be unhappy that you were on board with her idea. I'm gonna sing. Do you want to? Or maybe do something else? I'll sing too. I'll dance. I'll write the song. I'll do some kind of stunt that goes to music. I'll pick the outfit. I'll do the makeup. I'll make a bad drop or some kind of stage. Let me sing. Cool. We'll perform an incredible duet. Do it. Is there anything else that's coming to your head? No, that's all. Oh, one more thing. Okay, I'll dance. I'll write the song. I'll do pick the outfit. I'll do the makeup. Picking the outfit. That's a great job for you. You always dress so fashionably. Is there anything else that's coming to your head? No, that's all. The two of you ran back to your house to grab the supplies you needed, dodging your mom's amused question before heading back out to the blanket to get started. Oh boy. You stuff a bag full of assorted clothes and accessories to create the outfit for the show, and at least get a start on it. Lee and you discuss the plans in detail, settling on a song first, and then practicing out parts for the show. The afternoon passed quickly. The sun dropped lower and lower in the sky, and after having thoroughly worked out how the show was going to go, you decided to take a break. Oh, you know, we should have invited Cove to watch us practice our show. He could tell us if it's bad before we put on the real thing. That's smart. I guess that would be okay. I'm glad he didn't see. You said nothing. Do we want to or do we don't want to? Guys, do we want to or do we don't want to? I'm not sure. I'm like, somehow maybe this could be a bad idea, you know, like maybe it will be like, I don't know, awkward or something. Good question. Yeah, indeed. This game actually asks you good questions, like things you actually need to think about. Like, it's so stupid, but it ends up making you feel like, wait, what do I want? What do I want? I feel like maybe playing it cool. No, let's think that he would actually like be there, and we played cool. It would be impressed, you know. So you know, let's be like, yeah, it's fine, and Cove will be impressed, you know, like yeah. I'll choose that one. Might have been nice for Cove to be there, but you felt weird when thinking about him watching the show. Yes. We could ask him to watch us another time. Maybe. It's too bad Derek isn't in the neighborhood today. I like him. He's mine. Derek too is mine. Both of them are mine. Yeah, he's a good person. I really like him too. He's okay. He's kind of boring. Oh, that's kind of mean. I don't really like him. That's kind of mean. He's our friend. What the hell? Yeah, he's a good person. I knew you'd think so. But speaking of boys we like, what's the relationship status between you and Cove? Is it good? I don't know. He blushed and said nothing. You shouldn't gossip. I think things are alright. Yeah, it's good. I'm so happy for you. But like really, are you gonna be telling him how you have a crush on him anytime soon or what? Shut your mouth, you don't know if it's listening or not. Like maybe I'll turn around and he's listening. I don't have a crush on Cove, big lie. I'll tell you soon. I'll tell him soon, sorry. No way, I'm not telling him. Why not? I'm pretty sure he already knows. Kinda true. You weren't sure if you wanted to tell Cove or not. I'm pretty sure he already knows. I'm pretty sure isn't sure. You should declare it to him. You mumbled something incoherent, and she gave you a pointed look. You know, but he has a crush on you too. It's obvious for him, it's obvious for you. Why not just do it? You didn't say anything, wondering about the possibilities instead. The two of you talked about a little more about Cove, amongst other topics, and you found that it was nice having someone to speak with about those sort of things. Yeah, because Big Sis, she's not really there, you know? Finally, you both decided to pack everything up and head back home for the evening. Lee talked excitedly about the show as you did, and you thought back on what you had already accomplished for it. You know, I'm just like remembering that my mod isn't here, and like it's weird. I'm noticing that there's no like night in the chat. It's weird. It's weird. It feels like there's someone missing, you know, because there actually is, but you know, you could definitely do a little more practice, but what you had so far was a solid foundation for the performance. Yay. True, yeah. There's something missing, you know. There's like no one to tell me have fun when I'm not having fun. I'm going on a break. He's like, have fun, and today there's nobody to do that. Why they are free? Look at me like that. What's going on? Do I just want to like go back out? Upon walking through the door, you were met by your moms and Elizabeth, hovering around each other in the living room. Tension hung thick in the air as the tree. Yes, the tree. The blossom tree, yes. The three of them turned to you and Lee, frowning slightly. You had interrupted something. Exactly what, you weren't sure. Wow, who died? What was going on? You looked between them and said nothing. Hello? What's going on? Your mom looked at each other, wondering which one of them was going to speak first. Eventually, Mom cleared her throat and spoke.
Oh.
We're just having a talk with your sister. The room felt quiet again, with no one quite knowing what to say. You felt incredibly awkward, but the silence didn't last long. You didn't have to stop just because those two are here. There's no reason to try keeping a secret. Elizabeth was mad, with her arm folded defensively over her chest, but your mom's nodded in agreement with her.
Well.
Elizabeth was asking about her parents, her biological ones. Oh. Oh. The world spun around you at the news. You couldn't understand why was this happening now. When you glanced over at Lee, she shuffled her feet uncomfortably, as though she didn't know if she could be there or not anymore. You didn't know either. Yeah. Maybe I should have just asked who died. Maybe I should have just like, well, I'm going to my room. Bye, I don't want to know anything. Your mom had always been open and honest about the fact that neither of them had given birth to you or your sister, but the details hadn't been fully explained before. It made sense that Elizabeth didn't know a lot about her biological parents and wanted to know more. You just hadn't ever thought you accidentally stumbled into it. Elizabeth looked at your parents expectantly. She wasn't going to let an unintentional interruption derail things. We don't want to keep that information from either of you. It's your right to know your past, but we did want to wait until you ask us to hear yourselves. Well, it's happening now, so? Your mom shared a nervous glance, and Ma took in a quick breath before speaking again. I adopted you from the Philippines when you were just a baby. Elizabeth dropped her arms, her eyebrows shooting upwards in surprise. Wait, I wasn't born here?
No.
No, you weren't. You could clearly see that your sister was appalled by this affirmation. You struggled even more with what to do or how to react. Am I gonna have to pass some tests to even be a citizen?
No.
No, you are adopted into the country. We took care of things. You're already a citizen. You have nothing to worry about. I followed all the laws when it came to bringing a child into the US. Nothing can be held against you. Elizabeth sighed. Sighed? Yeah. Placated with the information, but still far from happy. Why are you never happy, girl? Who were my parents as people? Why did they put me up for adoption in the first place? Ma softly put her hands over Elizabeth's shoulder. Why was that her first question? Yep. That's my sister. That's the sister. Now you know why I want to bury her alive, you know, like... You know, bury her alive, but Ma softly put her hands over Elizabeth's shoulder, trying to provide some support before she gave her the answer.
I am so sorry.
I'm so sorry, sweetie. Your parents were reported to have died. They didn't go into details on the specific of how, but you were an orphan. I wish I had better news for you, Elizabeth. Let me drink some tea. I like how the music isn't even sad, you know? The music is like, yeah, let's dance on the table. Or at least that's how you feel like it. Maybe not on the table, but you know, let's have a little slow together, you and me, you know? That hand in hand, let's dance, you know? Elizabeth was torn between emotions. Her eyes filled with tears as she threw her hands into the air, settling on enraged. Great, so I can never meet them, even if I wanted to. Not that I could have anyway. since they lived in another part of the world when they were still alive. Okay. Okay, yeah, sure. Elizabeth turned her back on you and your moms and stormed off, sprinting up the stairs and to her room before anyone could stop her. I have to go and talk to her. But actually, sad still. Yeah. It is kinda. Ma immediately started to follow her, but Mom gently held her by the arm and shook her head. We should give her a little space to process it all. Your Ma's head hung low, but she stopped walking. With Elizabeth gone now, the two of them seemed to remember you, and Lee was still standing awkwardly off to the side. I'm sorry you had to see it all. Blah blah, nope. I'm sorry you had to see all that. It's not how I expected it. Expected it would have happened when the time came. But since it's the topic of the day, Jamie, is there anything you would like to ask? You blah blah. Small question. Why is one named Ma and the other Mom? So this is like Ma, because before we would call her mommy when we were like little, but it changed to Ma while growing up. So this is Ma and this is Mom. Because you know she's both our moms. They like both our moms. They adopted us. So yeah. Just one is like mine. This is mommy. Basically to like separate the two of them in the dialogue, you know. Lee patted your back and gave you a supportive look. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Okay, so do you guys want to know, or do you guys don't want to know, or do you guys don't want to say anything? Do you what's your guys' opinion on it? If it was me, like in real life, I would be probably like, I don't need to know. Like I'm good with the two of you. Like you're my like parents, you know. What was this question again? Basically, we want to know why we were adopted by our moms, who's our real parents and stuff. If it was like the real me, I'd probably be like, nah, I'm good. You're my family. You know, if you want to tell me, tell me. Otherwise, I'm good. Even though I could be like curious about it. You know, I could be curious about it. But I would be like, it's not something I would like spend time searching after or anything. But that's just like me, you know. I understand why other people would want to know, you know. In my opinion, it's unnecessary. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, I feel like I'd prefer that as well. Like, not really, but if you want to tell me I want ears, yeah. That's kind of hard though, because I don't feel like there's a very bad answer in here, you know. Like, is this like just yes? This is a like no, I'm not ready, and this is I am shocked. I don't know what to say. I'm not ready. I can't speak, you know. So I'm not very sure. Honestly, just like for kind of I guess the sake of the story, maybe like say yes, just like know what there is to say about it, you know. It's not like I really like care about it or anything. It's just like I feel like saying yes is a better choice than saying like no, I'm not ready for it. Because like between the two choices, I would prefer to like be like I am ready for it, you know. So like just tell me, it's fine. No, I'm fine. Just tell me. Especially that they grew up like knowing they were adopted, so I feel like in our choices, it's probably best to say like just yeah. Yeah, just tell me, go for it, you know. Even though the game might be like, I don't know, might make us cry or something, I don't know. And it's just like, you know, it's fine. So yeah, let's know just for like the purpose of the story. Your parents both nodded in sync to your reply, ready to talk. I can leave. If you want to have things be private. Would you guys prefer if she's there or not? For me, it's kind of like, don't really care. Doesn't really change much. Like, both answers make this like so like serious, you know, like thanks is like, yeah, like this is about to be like the real talk, so yeah, it probably best if you like give us a bit of time. And I want you to be here is like, I'm about to pass out. Man, I wish there were more options, yeah. I wish to, but unfortunately that's all we have. I guess he's gonna be there. Yeah. If she's gonna be there, just be there. I would feel bad to like tell her to like get out or something, you know. I would feel bad about it. I would feel kind of bad. Just stay. I can do that. Lee shifted a little closer to you in support, and you were glad to have her there with you. It made you feel a little stronger somehow. No, but yes. She will stay. You turned your face... Nope, you turned to face your parents again, preparing yourself for what they were about to tell you. Mai was the first to speak, her voice quivering with emotion. You were adopted as a baby, but 2 years after Elizabeth. We used a different organization this time. That time, sorry. And you were adopted within the US. We're sorry to tell you, Jamie, your parents had also passed away, and all their family members took you in, if there were any. That's why we wanted to wait until you asked. We didn't want to suddenly drop back in your lap. We wanted you to be prepared.
I'm sorry.
We're sorry, Jamie. It's fine. At this we know. Lee gave you a reassuring squeeze on the arm to show she was there for you. Thank you for telling me, okay? You said nothing. It's not your fault, you didn't kiss them, right? Maybe not. Such a weird answer. You started to cry, maybe not. You were so angry, maybe not. I guess you. Yeah, thank you for telling me. Fuck is a bad option. Hey mom, you didn't care my parents to adopt me, right? Did you kidnap me? Is that the real truth? Is that what really happened? Did you kidnap me? Bro. I did want to know, and now I do. Thank you for listening, Jamie. If there is anything else you want to know, all you have to do is ask. We'll do our best to answer any question you have.
Are you okay?
How are you feeling? How are you feeling now? Are you going to be okay? Lee watched you closely, as though judging how exactly she should react to what was going on. I feel fine, but you didn't mean that. You started to cry. Why do you want me to cry so bad? You held back the tears, but you weren't trying at all. Anger rose inside you. You definitely weren't okay. You said nothing. I feel fine. You spoke with a refreshed tone, as though you had the load off. Your moms smiled sadly, but you knew they believed you. No one seemed to have any words after all. You went up to the room. You needed to stay here with your moms. You wanted to get out of the house. You wanted to see Elizabeth. You wanted to see Cove. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Husband? Let's go see our future husband, maybe? Yeah. Ooh. Like, sis, I'm sorry, but No, deal with it yourself. Bye. Get out of the house is way more dramatic than what the citron is. Went up to your room is like fine, I guess. Need to stay here with your mom is a little bit like you're a bit sad or something. When I'm actually, I'm just like, let's move on. La 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 la. Although I feel like we should be there to support our moms. Yeah, kinda true. That could be a thing. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. We can stay with our moms. Let's do that. You take a you take a took a took a took a took a- you took a step. Oh, bro, I can't speak. Ah, you took a step closer to your moms, glancing at them nervously. Well, you wanted to show them somehow that all of this wasn't their fault. The last thing you wanted was for them to feel sad about it. Are you okay? Your moms both smile at you softly, a little thrown off by the question.
Well,
We're only as good as you right now. You're a sweet boy, Jimmy. Being concerned for your moms like that. It's sad hearing that they died, but I guess because I didn't know them, it doesn't upset me. You're my family. You always have been. True. Ma came over and wrapped her arms around you, giving you a tight hug. It didn't take long for Mom to join in, putting her arms around the both of you. We really couldn't have asked for a better kiddo. We love you, Jamie. Ma. More than we could ever say. You smiled at the comfort. You were so glad your moms were all right. You're smooching me. You're smoothing? What? Smooshing? Yay, happy family. Except that's his story. Yep. Yay, except her. Like I can imagine these three like jumping like in a circle, you know, like be all happy, and then the sisters join in, and I'm like, no, you can get out now. You know, like I push her, you know, like push her head, like no, you can get out now, no. Uh, you smile at the comfort. You know, I feel like the third one is cute, but the game would probably take it violently. Yeah. What do you mean, like the third one? Oh, this one. Oh yeah. You're smooshing. You're smooshing me. I do feel like it's cute. I want to try it, you know? If it goes violently, I don't think it will. Because like we were like in a good mood, like little haha I'm good mood, you know, like let's hug. So I feel like it could be fine, you know. Maybe it's fine. Let's try it. You all chuckled, the rumble of laughter shaking you, all as you continued to hold each other tight. Fingers crossed, yeah. Love you too. They both pushed back eventually and grinned at you. You knew that. Nope, you knew then that all you had each other. But you all had each other, yeah. And you always would. Woo! Good ending. We had the good ending. A knock on the door had all of you snapping your heads towards it for a moment before you exchanged confused look. Future husband? Ma pulled herself together with a deep breath and handed over to answer it, while you hung back with Mom in the living room. You could hear bits and pieces of conversation at the door, and Ma addressing the guests happily. You strained your ears to hear more.
hello.
Hello, Cove, sweetie. I see you've come for a visit. I guessed it. Hello, yeah, is Jamie there? Here? Ma glanced back over her shoulder at you to gauge her reaction and see if you were up for a guest. When you nodded your head, she turned back to Cove with a smile. He's here, come on in. Thanks. Why did Why did you let me do this family name? Why? I regret it. Mrs. Hornigel. Oh, bro. Cove stepped into the house, giving you a wave. Upon seeing everyone standing around, his eyebrows dipped a little. I regret it.
Are you okay?
Is Zeshri okay? Seems things are cut off. You laughed. You laughed, you wiped your eyes, you smiled at him, you shook your head in answer. I feel like the best is maybe like just the smile. You know, just be like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. Because laugh is, I don't know. I could also do like the laugh, but I don't know. I don't know. You were glad he had stopped by, even if the timing was odd to him. It was perfect for you. With your hand, you indicated for him to follow you to the living room. Come closer. Closer. You sat together with Cove on the couch, while your moms and Lee headed off to give the two of you some privacy. And you explained to him what had just happened. It took a little while to relay all the information, but Cove listened intently and nodded the whole time. Hey, what do you want? A voice made you all look up, and you saw your sister standing at the bottom of the stairs. She walked closer, and you didn't quite know what to do, or what she was planning on saying.
So?
Would you mind going? I want to talk to just Jamie. Can you not? Man, I want to bury her. I want to bury her alive. Give me a shovel. Just give me a shovel. You know, let me go in Minecraft and give me a shovel. You can't come back. It's not gonna be forever or anything. Someone give me a knife. Cove seemed equal parts concerned and skeptical. Living now wasn't a concept that thrilled him. You can't ask that. You nodded your hand in agreement. I want to talk to you too. No, I don't. No, I don't. But I guess if she has something to say to me, I should probably listen, you know? Like, she's probably not in a good mood, so I don't want to like fight with her and do this one. I'll be like, you know, I feel like this one is probably the best choice, but I just want to bury her. I can't even click on it, you know. I'm just like, nope, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. How are you guys? How is the weather? Is it beautiful, sunny, hot, warm, rainy, cold? How is it? You guys tell me, you know, like, give me some time, you know, like give me an excuse to not click, you know, give me some time. It's dark. Oh yeah, for me too. Yes, it's late for you, isn't it? What time is it for you? Isn't it like 1 or 2 a.m. or maybe even later, or maybe not? And somewhat cold. It's strong rain. Kind of like me. For me, it's like cold and it had like strong rain all the whole day. Like, it's oh, I see. You working tomorrow, better? Or are you on like vacation for like Christmas or whatever? And yeah, I had like a strong rain all the day. Like my dog was like, Dad, I want to go out. Dad, I want to go out. Dad. And like, I was like, no, it's raining. And when which should be like with her paw, she would be like scratching my chair. She'd be like, Dad. So I was like, finally, you know what? Fine, go there, just go, you know, just go. So I put her outside, and 2 minutes later, because it was raining that strong, she was like just coming back inside it. She was like, nope, I'm good, finally. And guess what? 2 minutes later, she was like, Dad, 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 Dad. And I was like, I'm so tired of her. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Tired. That's my dog. That is literally my dog. Anyway, I'm still not ready. But you know what? No, I can't. I can't. I don't want to. Okay. 1, 2, 3. If she wanted to talk to you in private, it was obviously about something important. You waited until the two of you were alone before fixing her with an No, not an inquisitive. No. What is she, food? What am I, food? Inquisitive look. Elizabeth folded her arms, looking you over. Did Mom's told you about her parents too? Your parents too? Yep. Elizabeth broke eye contact after that.
Sorry.
Huh. Why you be nice? What the hell? Why you be nice? I don't know, just, I don't know, be mean. Interesting. Yeah. Why is she nice? What? Why is she nice? Elizabeth raised an eyebrow at the question, as though the answer should be obvious. I was worried about you. I was the one who brought it up, but I made you deal with whatever was left when I was gone. She sighed, glancing upwards for a moment before settling on you once more. I wanted to ask you what happened without everyone breathing down our necks. That was pretty crappy of you to just bail. I don't care. I'm amazed you noticed that was unkind. I don't care. Thank you for thinking of me. True, kinda nice. I didn't expect it. I don't admire you. I didn't even think about you. You were kindly surprised by her admission. Kinda true, too. Honestly, I feel like the last option, I feel like thank you because I didn't like expect it, you know, like wow. Uh-huh. Because it's kind of true that she bailed off after like putting me through it, but I'm kind of like, yeah, but I don't really care about it. But I'm also surprised by her admission. Yeah, that is true. I am also surprised by it. Like, I didn't expect her to just come and be like, I'm sorry, like you had to hear it because of me, you know, when you didn't ask for it. I'm sorry about it. I didn't expect that from her, but like, I didn't expect her to also like come to me to say that, you know. So I'm kind of like, I kind of just want to say thanks, you know. I think in real life, the only thing I could probably answer would be like, thanks, I guess. No, yeah, I'll do a thank you, you know. Let's be polite. Let's be polite. She stuck her nose up. What are you doing with your nose? What are you doing with your nose? Are you trying to sniff the ceiling? What's going on? What? But her smile was soft. I'm okay, Elizabeth. It didn't upset me.
Hey.
How are you allowed to be that mature? Mature? I don't know. I said in French, mature. Voilà. The lightning spirit in her were quickly gone as she slipped back into a scowl. You have to be born in the US to become president. You moron. You moron. Uh, what? What? You had never heard of that dream of hers before. She noticed your bafflement and continued. I get I was never gonna be president, but it just feels weird having stuff taken away, not even getting a chance at it. I don't like having to know that when I was born, I was gonna have a completely different life. So different, I can't even think about what it looked like in my head. I could have spoken another language, lived away from everything I've ever seen here, had someone else as my sibling. And then my parents died and I was adopted, and the life I got became a totally new thing forever. I can't go back to what it was even if I wanted to. A heaviness settled down between you and the person who became your sister. You knew exactly how she felt, you don't really understand. I feel like that too. I get what she means, you know, I get it, but I'm more of a I'm happy with what I have kinda thing, you know? I'm not gonna spend time thinking about what could have been. I'm happy with what I have. Kinda thing, you know? But I think if I choose this one, which is not even really true, but you know, it could have like upset her somehow. It's not really what I want either. So I guess like maybe this one. Like I can't understand where she's coming from, you know. I get it. Yeah. It was confusing, a confusing feeling to have lived one way for as long as you can remember, but not having it be what was originally yours. Elizabeth watched you seriously. She was just trying to make sense of this to you and herself. I don't know what. Blah blah, nope. I don't know why today was the day. Nothing came up to make me ask the question. It was just something I had in my head for a while. When it was just me and Mom's in the living room, I kind of just said it, finally, and there you go. She shifted from one foot to another, relaxing her stance just a bit. She also spoke more gently. Learning about them and what happened doesn't change how I feel about our family, Jamie. She smirked, fixing you with sharp eyes. And I need to drink. Tea. I've already figured a long time ago that moms weren't our biological parents. That wasn't you. Technically, one of them could have been related to you. You kept listening to Elizabeth. It doesn't really change anything. No, it does not. Just keep listening. Nothing about the family I was first born in would have made me decide that this wasn't my family anymore. If you had a hope you'd be free of my big sisterly status, I kinda did. Don't think you're so lucky. I was kinda hoping I could bury you alive, you know. Why you gotta break my dream like that? She bumped her shoulder against yours playfully, her lips tilted at the corners.
You'll always be my little brother.
You smiled softly at her. You jokingly groaned at the prospect. You bumped her back. You hugged her. I'm not hugging her. The only person I'm hugging is Cove. I'm not hugging her. Bumped her back. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Bumped her back. I like the bunking back. I like it. Let's be playful about it, you know. You'll always be my family too. Yay. Yay. Chuckling, she seemed pleased with how the conversation had gone in the end. We should let them come back now. They're probably wondering what's going on. It's been a long day for everybody. We gave her a nod. Can all come back now? Elizabeth called up the stairs, and you soon heard footsteps as your moms returned. Hi, I'm New. Hello, New. What? What? How are you here? You're supposed to not be here. Kinda glad that you are though. Hello. Hello, hello. How are you? How are you, Knight? How are you? I hope everything is okay. Good to see you. Like Armadillo is saying. I agree with him. With them. Good to see you. I was actually talking about you earlier. I actually said that you felt weird that you weren't there. I was still not home. Yeah, I figured that out. You said we will be gone the whole week. Anyway, how are you? How are you? I'm coughing. I'm doing fine. Okay. Okay. Good to know. Lee and Cove came back down too, poking their heads out from behind your moms. That's kinda cute. Just imagine it, you know, that these two poking their heads from behind our moms is kinda cute. A little, but is it what it is? It is what it is. Okay. Thank you for asking. How are you? I'm doing good. I feel way better than the last few days. I just cough a little bit too. Like my throat is quickly dry and I need to blow my nose every hour or two. But I'm fine. I'm good, doing good. As you can hear, my voice is back. No more daddy voice. You know. I'm glad to hear that you're doing okay. Happy to hear you're doing better. Thank you. How did the talk go? Ma gave the two of you a small smile, though you could tell she was still worried. You still have a cute accent? Yeah, that's not going away. That is not going away. Oh, by the way, Knight, can you tell me in the DMs when you'll be home? Like the day? If it's possible for you. What are you gossiping about me? I was saying that I took a break and there was nobody to tell me when tell me to have fun. There was nobody, so I was like, it's weird. There's nobody to tell me to have fun. It's weird. Someone is missing. My mother is missing. That's what I said. There you go. I hope there was no disownment happening down here. Hey, I hope you're alright. Dee came up towards you, a soft smile plastered on her face. And are you okay, Elizabeth? Elizabeth rolled her eyes and huffed a breath, and you knew she wasn't used to showing her vulnerable side.
Fine.
Lee nodded, though you could tell she didn't quite believe her. And yeah, also Knight, give me some news about the reason you were gone this week. Give me news, give me news. Or now, since we are here, how about we do something together as a family? Family? That Miko's is family. If he is family, he is family. That sounds like an excellent idea. We should have some fun before the night's over.
Totally!
I love the sound of that. Okay. Cove looked a bit bashful, likely over being included as a part of the family, but he tried not to pay much attention to it. Why not? Let's play hide and seek. Let's play hide and seek. You hide, and I run after you with a knife. What do you say about it? Sounds fun? You had the smile that threatened to tilt your lips, knowing that Elizabeth must have been in a good mood if she hadn't even teased Cove for being part of it. And no matter what she could have said about it, you wanted him to be here. He was someone who was really important to you. Who's got a suggestion? It should be something we can do here in the house, with everybody in the same room. You suddenly remembered the show you and Lee had been working on earlier. Huh. I was kinda hoping that would be out of the question now. Maybe we can do our show? You were bummed you never got to do it after all of that. You weren't so keen on that now, after what had happened. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it.
Oh?
A show? This is the first time we're hearing of this. I'm intrigued.
Wonderful!
It would be amazing if you put it on for us to watch. Oh yeah, I need to see what you've cooked up. That'd be cool. You smiled at Lee, who returned this gesture while bouncing on her heels in its excitement. Take some seats and we'll get everything together. Your moms collected the chair from around the dining table and sat them in a row in the living room. They were where there was enough space for the show. While they did that, you and Lee quickly gathered the supplies you needed and rehashed the plan one last time. You listened to the song you had chosen one last time. Finally, you changed into the outfits you had picked out. When the two of you returned to the living room, everyone was sitting and chatting amongst themselves while waited. They waited. The group quieted down when you and Lee stood in front of them on your makeshift stage. Lee was buzzing quietly with excitement beside you. You felt nervous all of a sudden. You were pumped for the show. You felt unsure how to feel. You were unsure how to feel. Okay. Let's be pumped. The time you and Lee had put into practicing was worth it. You were ready to go. Ready to go. Ready to. I can't rub my R's, bro. Ready to go. Ready to go. Okay, so welcome to our show. We really came up with it today, but we promise it'll be good. You stay quiet. Thank you for being here tonight. No refunds. You're gonna be really impressed. No refunds. You spend the money, you're not getting it back. Laughter rippled through the mini audience. Then you nodded at Lee that you were ready to begin. Lee took in a deep breath, waited for a few beats it took to get into the song, and started singing. I couldn't see the word song, there was the Discord message in front of it. Let me look at it. Let me look. Give me a second. Okay. I see. Let me answer. Give me a second. Won't take long. Ah! Ah! There you go. Okay, okay. Okay, I'm good. I'm back. 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 Lee took in a deep breath, waiting for a few beats so he took to get into the song, and started singing. Your part of the song joined in just a few moments later, as you smiled at each other as you sang together. Your outfits gave a special element to the performance. When the performance was over, Lee took your hand in hers and the two of you bowed deeply together. Everyone gave you a round of applause and cheered for an encore. When you straightened yourself up, you were happy to see that even Elizabeth was clapping for you. Bravo! Bravo!
Good job.
You are so talented. Your family rose from their seat and came over to congratulate you more directly. You were beaming from ear to ear. Cove was the first one to approach, stepping up to you, and Lee was with a smile on his face. The boyfriend move. That's the boyfriend move. To be the first one there with a smile. That's the boyfriend material move.
It's nice.
Nice job. Thank you. You're really a great singer, Jamie. It was cool. Thanks. Welcome. Hey, were you the one who picked the clothes? Yeah, that was me. Ko smiled, content over his guess being correct.
Not bad.
I thought so. It was good. You couldn't help but feel flattered that he could recognize your talent so easily. Hey. Your parents gushed about how great everything was and thanked you for sharing it with them. Elizabeth was complimentary in her own way, although she did not describe the show as cute, which you knew she meant by kind of kiddie. What? What is kiddie? What is kind of kiddie? It does not mean anything. What is kind of kiddie? Can I say it from now on? It's kind of kiddie. No. No, I hate it. 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 Kind of shitty, kitty. No, I hate it. No, no. You left it off, however, and were just happy that everyone had a nice time. In that moment, you couldn't have been more pleased to be part of the family you had. That's it. No, goodbye, boyfriend. Go to bed. Have a nice night. Dream of me. No, nothing. Okay, I see. I see. I see. Dinner. Sunlight shone through the window as you sat in your living room. Your home phone pressed to your ear. Cove was on the other end. Well, of course he was. Who else could it be? It'd been shaping up to be an ordinary day, like any other, until Cove had called unexpectedly. He sounded unusually nervous, greeting you. Hey, Jamie. Hey, how are you? Like that? That's what you mean? He listened slightly as he kept talking. His words still did. So I was just wondering, do you want to come over to my house for dinner tonight? The question came out strangely, almost like he rehearsed it a few times beforehand. Aww, that's kind of cute. Your eyes widened a little. You hadn't expected this to be the reason behind the call. Yeah, I'll go. I can't. He kept listening. Should I be the worst and just keep on listening? I kind of be like, keep talking. Yeah. What else do you have to say? What else do you have to ask? Keep going. I'm horrible. I'm the worst. Listen, I like to make people shy. Not my fault. That's why I'm always flirting with butter. Well, there's nobody to stop me, so hey. Cove continued. His next word sounded rehearsed too, and tinged with nervousness. Beep boop. You okay, butter? You okay? What is that? What is that? Huh? Are you doing your ooh? Is that your version of it? My mom and dad really want you to be there if your parents don't have a problem with it. They asked me to ask you. Oh, nice move, parents. You took a moment to think. Dinner at home would be quiet and eventful today. If you really wanted to go, you could go to Cove's instead. Cove spoke up, breaking your thought train, yeah. His voice was softer than before. Also, I want you to be there too. Can you come over? I mean, yeah, I can come. I have to ask my mom and get back to you. Why the hell would I say that? No, I can make it. Yes, I can. I will run there. Yeah, I'm not gonna admit it to him, but you know, beep beep beep. Error system malfunction detected. Rebooting system. Yeah. Keep running away. Yeah. I see you. Why am I the only one invited, or did you mean the whole family? Those answers are the worst thing you could ever say. Just I can come. I will run. I will run. Just across the street, but I will run. You know, I'll be there. Thanks, Jamie. I'll let them know when I can. What do you mean when can? Did you like lock them up in the basement? What'd you do? What do you mean when can? He sounded noticeably relieved by your response. Was your coming over for dinner today that serious? Yes. It is for a marriage proposal. He spoke to you for a little while longer to explain what time to come over and other details, then hang up. Why are you hanging up? And that was that. For now, anyway. Soon enough, the sun dipped out of the sky and evening came. It was time for you to head to Cove's house. I am running. After letting Elizabeth know you were leaving, She didn't look away from the TV, just grunted. You made the small journey across the street. You mean I ran? Yeah, I probably did. I did run. I'll admit it. You knocked a couple times on the heavy door to the condo. As you waited for an answer, you find yourself contemplating being a guest. Huh? Contemplating being a guest while both of Cameron's parents were there. It was exciting or apprehensive. The idea made you curious. You didn't think it would be especially interesting. You couldn't say you were thrilled. I'm kinda like, is it really for the reason we think it is? Or is it to announce something to us? I don't like it. I'm curious, I don't like it. You wondered why they decided to invite you out of the blue. Maybe you'd find out later tonight. You didn't get too much time with your thoughts, though. The door opened soon enough. Grove's mom, Kira, stood in the frame, smiling warmly at you.
Come on.
Hiya, Jamie. Welcome. Please come on in. She opened the door wider and moved to make room. You stepped aside, allowing her to shut it behind you. Thank you so much for coming over. I know it was kind of last second. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Of course. Just make yourself at home. It's not my home, but I've been given permission to say that. Hey Jamie, welcome to our humble... What is that word? Humble abode? Abode. Did you say house? What the hell? What the hell you? I what? No, I did not. You jerked your head towards the sound of Mr. Holden's voice. He waved at you briefly from the kitchen, with his back turned and a large spoon in hand. Hope you're hungry, because I'm whipping up a lot of tasty stuff. Is it too late to run away? Is it too late? True to his word, you heard something sizzling on the stove. You closed your eyes and inhaled. It smelled spicy and savory. With Mr. Holden busy and Gove nowhere to be seen, were just you and Kira. She gave you a wry smile. What is that? Is that this? Okay. He sure is. Well, I've been barred from cooking the entire time I'm staying here. Can you believe that? She nudged you with an elbow. Mr. Holden scoffed good-naturedly, then spoke from over his shoulder. You're on vacation, Kira. You need to accept that already. She yelled back, amusement obvious on her face and in her tone. People still cook when they're on vacation. Everyone's gotta eat. It's not like I'm some celebrity who can go out for every meal or hire a private chef.
Sorry.
While in this house, you're VIP. Can I be a VIP too? Can I have a VIP badge? I want it too. Okay. Kira smiled and shook her head quietly. Then she turned to face you once more.
Well,
Sorry about that, Jamie. Here I was, trying to strike up a conversation with you, and Cliff just had to butt in. I don't butt in. She eyed him, chuckling in disbelief. He wasn't exactly disapproving her point with that. Kira leaned over to whisper to you. It's okay. He likes to be included, but since Clifford insisted on cooking all by himself, he'll have to wait. The two of us can chat. Her next question continued to be said in a hushed tone, just to be safe. So, how are you doing? I'm going good. Oh, I'm good. Things are okay. I'm not really sure. You didn't reply to her question. Ow. I'm doing good. I'm just going to choose I'm good. Because, you know, sick Nikki. Kira didn't seem too convinced by your awkward phrasing, but she nodded anyway. She opened her mouth to say something more, but some lightly pounding footstep caught your attention. Oh? Oh? You checked to see Cover emerge from the hall a few moments later. He might have heard all the commotion and left his room to see what was going on. He quickly took stock on the situation. Why are you blushing this fast? Sheesh. Kinda wish some people in the chat would blush this fast when I'm looking at them. His cheek tinted pink at the sight of you standing in the living room, and his hand came up to rub his arm almost bashfully. Jamie, you made it. Thanks for coming. Cole's voice was unnaturally loud, as if he thought you wouldn't be able to hear him from where you were, only a few feet away. Hi Cove, you doing okay? Yeah, I'm fine. He didn't sound convincing at all. You narrowed your eyes suspiciously, but didn't call him out on it. If you could talk to him alone tonight, you'd ask him what was going on then. It was when you glanced away from Cove that you spotted his parents watching the two of you interact. Hey. Cove noticed their stare too, meeting them with narrowed eyes.
So,
Are we having dinner now? Not yet, bud. I'm still cooking. Alright, I'm gonna go back to my room. As he turned to leave, he bent his head to the side to face you. You coming? The question was quiet, but you heard it clearly. You smiled, pleased that he asked, and nodded in the affirmative. Cove turned fully and made his way down the hall. I found you too. I'm not gonna say anything. We'll call you when food's ready to go. Hey, mate. With that, you followed after Cove. The two of you made your way down the hall. This was the first time you were invited to see Cove's room. You visited Cove's room before, but only rarely. Going over to Cove's room was a standard occurrence for you nowadays. You know what? Since it's the first time I see it in the game, let's say it's the first time I seeing it, you know? It's the first time. Wait. That sounded a bit sussy, but ignore it. Okay? Just ignore it. Cove got to the door first. Opening it is stepping inside. You joined him. Uh-huh. Huh. Oh, fish. Okay, fish. Oh, that's interesting. Since one of the first conversations we had with him was about shells. So it's kind of interesting that he has like shells on his wall. Interesting. Very interesting. Yes. There was a mat on the floor in front of the door. As you stepped over the threshold of his room, you felt the crunch of sand beneath your feet. You glanced down. Sand was clustered around the entrance. You even spotted a small amount of it dusting the rest of the room's floor. Though you hadn't anticipated it, you weren't surprised at the sight. Of course, Beach Boy Cove Holden would get his room all sandy. So, this is my room. Cove was a bit shy as he said so, fidgeting with the hem of his shirt using one hand and vaguely gesturing to the space with the other. There's stuff you can sit on if you want. You looked over at the desk chair as an option. When you turned back, Cove was already sitting at the edge of his large bed. Can I sit on the bed too? Are you trying to make your own beach with all the sand? Let's not make him feel more like awkward, you know? Let's not do that. It's nice. Thanks for letting me come over. Let's be polite. Always polite. I should be the one thanking you. You furrowed your brows at his shifty reaction to everything, but you could tell he wasn't in the mood to talk about it right now. You didn't sit anywhere. You sat down on the chair. You sat next to Cove. Oh, the bed. As soon as you sat next to him, Cove grew tense. His back went stiff and he ducked his head away. He tried to hide a trembling smile.
Oh my God.
Aw. But why are you fanboying on me? I'm just sitting down. He said it under his breath, as if he didn't want you to hear. You obviously did, and easily, since you were right beside him. You were nervous about that. You smiled comfortably at him. You chuckled over it, very charmed by his reaction. Yes. He raised his eyebrows. You both kept noticing the other's every movement. You only shrugged back. There's nothing, don't worry about it. You're like an open book, you know that? You're such a sweet guy, Cove. You're adorable. Open book. He is an open book. I'm not. You were. Cove scolded before shifting nervously on the bed. He pointedly glanced away from you, the tip of his ears red. With the silence growing, your gaze began to drift. You stared at the bright fish swimming in the tank. There were a bunch of them. For a second there, I forgot there were fish in the room. I was like, fish? There is a fish? Where? Like a dead fish? On the wall? What? Why? My brain. There were a bunch of them, floating to and fro in the open space. They stood out starkly against the green aquarium plants. How long have you had those fish?
I guess.
My dad brought them for me not very long after I moved here. I guess it's been years now. Wow, that's a long time. You armadillo vibing. I hope you guys have some tea or snack. I'll do a break after this. I'll have a break. Little break. You peered carefully into the tank. The fish looked to be doing well. He must have taken care of them. Most of them were small, but there was one especially big one. What are their names? I don't name them. Well, not really. He lifted an eyebrow at that. He continued the explanation sheepishly. Mostly, I just call them things based on what they look like. Squirt for a small one, tangerine for a really orange one, that sort of thing. Kinda cute. I had a lot of fish and I'm not that good at coming up with names. You find that funny? You find that relatable? Relatable. I'm not sure I would name my fish if I had one. You know, I would be like, fish number 1, fish number 2, fish number 3, fish number 4. You didn't have any pets, but you always had trouble naming your stuffed animals. Or whatever else. It was such a hard choice. Oh, a couple of them have other types of names. He pointed to a small orange-ish red fish. It was minding its own business, away from the others. My dad named her Dreamcatcher. What? And that other one's Mark. Mom came up with that one. Mark? Hello, Mark. Cove smiled to himself, his eye reflecting the glow from the tank. You let other people name your fish?
It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. He then turned to you, tilting his head to the side. There was a considering look on his face. Do you want to name one? Yes. Yes. No hesitation, just yes. His smile grew a little at your enthusiasm. Cool. There was a few who don't have names right now, but newer ones. You can pick which one you want to name. He pointed at each of the recent acquisitions out to you. The first was the smallest fish in the tank. It was completely orange and zipped all over the place, running laps around the others. Okay. The second was slightly bigger and red. His tail was dotted with black spots, which almost resembled freckles. The last fish was the biggest one. Its multicolored scale rippled under the bright light, of the tank as it slowly made its way across vast expanse. You went with, I wanna go with a big fish. Let's pick the big fish. Cove only nodded at your answer, waiting on you to decide on a suitable name. You watched the fish you chose closely. As you did, a name eventually came to you. Frank? Absolutely not. Sunbeam? What is this, Pokemon attack? Gil? Jamie? That's kind of my name, thank you. I mean, our character's name. Cove? Tap in your own answer. You're key to my honey jail. Okay, you know what? I'll just build Sunbeam. No, I'll just go with Sunbeam. I don't know. Yeah. Cove laughed irreversibly at your choice. It was affectionate rather than insulting. You name things like my dad. Alright, it's Sunbeam. With that, his attention moved from you to the tank. He peered fondly at it and its inhabitants. You smiled proudly at Sunbeam as it swam through the tendrils of the plants, disappearing then reappearing soon after. You noticed that Cave was sitting closer to you than he was before. He must have scooted over at some point during the conversation. This close, your shoulders were almost brushing against each other. Your heartbeat picked up a little at the realization. You know, I'm not allowed to have pets in my house, not even fish. The corner of Cole's lips turned down at that. That doesn't sound fair. It's not like fish would make a mess of your house or anything. You just gotta take care of their tank and feed them, and they'll be okay. Right? My moms can be strict over the weirdest things sometimes. I don't mind it too much. I get it. They don't want to worry about more lives than the two they're already raising. That's what they say about it. I've never thought about it like that before. Your current conversation brought to mind a memory from years ago. You launched into it without any warnings, earning you a brief, confused look from Cove. One time Elizabeth, came back from playing at the beach and just shut herself in her room. She only came down for food and then she went back upstairs straight after. It was kinda weird. My mom didn't think much of it at first though. But then that night, Ma went to her room to say goodnight and started screaming. Mom and I ran over to see what happened. Lisa had this huge lizard in her arm. Cove's eyebrow rose at that, and he leaned forward in interest.
Really?
Lizard? Where'd that come from? Elizabeth said that she saw it half buried in the sand. I didn't know what it was. Then she pulled it out and got the answer, so she brought it home. She hid the lizard in her room for most of the day because she wanted to keep it. Mom and Ma were not happy. They worried about putting it out during night, but she was going to have it to let it go in the morning. Lizzie was really upset. She didn't bring it back to the beach eventually, but she wouldn't talk to anyone for days. When she did get over it, it was almost like it never happened. You laughed, thinking back to that time. Elizabeth had always been stubborn, but when she was younger, she forgot grudge quickly. Now it wasn't so easy. Cove had been quiet for most of the story, apart from the reveal of the lizard. He had a thoughtful look on his face. I'm gonna go now, need to shower and sleep. Have a good night. Thank you for being here. Thank you. And as always, take care of yourself. As always. And I'm coughing. Good night. Dream of me and butter and armadillo. Dream of us. That sounded weird, but it's fine. You do? Thank you. I can't even imagine what it'd be like to have a sibling. You have serious thought to his statement before you told him. It's fun. There are ups and downs. You're lucky to be an only child. It's so nice in general, but my sister is Elizabeth. I don't know how to explain what it's like. Probably ups and downs, you know. They're just up and downs, you know. Moments where it's fun, there's moments where it's less fun, you know, like with everything, you know, it's nothing extraordinary. It's fun to have her there when she wants to be there, but now Elizabeth better feels like hanging out with me. Foursome, let's go. Sir? Sir? Do we need to talk about this? What are you doing when you go like this? What are you doing, sir? Do you do we need to talk about it? Huh? Do you need to come in your honey jail? This man. Cove pursued his lips at the words, considering them quietly for a while. That's interesting. I think your family is cool. He didn't have much else to say, though. While on the topic of your family, you considered your relationship with your moms too. Look, I'll be back. Have a good lurking. Thank you for lurking, Amadillo. Thank you. You always help the channel when people are lurking, so thank you. They were absolutely the best. You got along with your moms. You thought your moms were okay. You found your moms to be difficult to deal with. No, not really. Yeah, we go along with our moms. But it isn't working. It should be. Wait, let me try. Alert. Apparently it doesn't wanna Okay. But please. Well, but is down apparently. Not doing his job again. I don't know why though. But hello. Bunk butt. Yes, it's bunk the butt. Yeah, it should be working. Just not again. It's just not doing it. Not doing its job. Yep, bunk. Oh, anyway, thank you for looking, Modelo. Thank you. Yeah, we get along with our moms. You had disagreements with them, but in the end of the day, you loved them and they loved you. That was what really mattered. A thought struck you, and your attention suddenly settled back on Cove. Yeah, my moms might not let Elizabeth or me have pets and stuff, but at least they never tried to pay someone to be my friend. Ouch! Come on, don't say that! You grinned over at Cove. It had been years since he found out about your first meeting with his dad. Was easy to joke about these days. Cove tossed his head back in an overly dramatic way, sighing heavily. I almost forgot about that. Oh, here he is, man. Really?
No way.
No, not really. Oh. I'll never be able to forget what actually happened for the rest of my life. It's gonna humiliate me forever. Oh, come on. And I'm sorry since I'm gonna bring it up forever. What the hell? No. Yeah, I get why that'd be embarrassing. You laughed. You stayed quiet. I mean, technically, I think it happened like 5 years ago, but I still feel bad about it. Oh, what the hell? Just what the hell? Just what the hell? What the heck? What the heck? Really? You're not working? You just don't want to answer me? Really? Like, really? You big meanie. You big meanie. Okay. Okay. doesn't want to work. Okay, well, there's nothing I can really do about it. I'm very sorry about what happened, Cove. But I'm sorry, Sid. I'm gonna break it. Yeah, you laughed. I'm very sorry. Cove took one look at your remorseful face and waved your apology off with a hand. It's okay. I mean, he's not. But I'm not sad about it anymore, just really embarrassed. Time passed, but you didn't really notice. The two of you were busy, making plans for the rest of the summer and chatting about your respective days. Eventually, you heard a muffled holler from a different part of the house. You and Cove raised your heads in unison.
Oh.
Some for dinner. Cove watched the firmly shut door he had been locked behind for most of the night. But he didn't make a move to get up from the bed. You couldn't see his face, so you didn't know what impression he was wearing. I'm glad you came. Cove peeked back at you from the side. It's been awkward. I get that. It's been hard on you, huh? You felt sympathetic towards him. You didn't know what he was doing through, but you cared about him. Cove said nothing else and remained sat where he was. Now would be a good time as any to ask why his parents so suddenly wanted you to come over. Let's ask, let's ask. It hasn't been awkward for just me. Sometimes it gets like this when no one else is around, but now you're here. Huh. You hadn't considered that, but it sort of makes sense in a way. There was another shout from outside, too muffled to actually know the words, but you could imagine what they were. Let's go. Cole finally got up, lumbering away with his shoulders sagged. You followed after him. Together, the two of you made your way back to the living room. As you expected, Cole's parents were politely waiting for you at the kitchen table. Beside the windows overlooking the back of the house, food had been prepared and set. Mr. Holden beamed as you and Cove took your place. I hope everyone's hungry. I cooked up a feast.
Yeah.
I know I am. Yeah. Yeah. Cove's mumbled response wasn't nearly as upbeat as theirs. His parents didn't notice, or they pretended not to. Mr. Holden instead looked at you, grinning.
Thanks.
Let's all just take a moment to thank our special guest for being here with us here tonight. No, please don't. Just let me eat. Just let me eat. I'm so glad you were able to make it, Jamie, and on such short notice too. You thanked Cove's parent back for inviting you. You didn't say anything to that, you just felt awkward for a situation. Just thanked. I'm happy to be here. Thank you both for inviting me.
Alright.
Well, that's it. Everyone please dig in. You can help yourself to the food. To the food. Upon his encouragement, you looked over the meal spread out in front of you. There were a large garden salad in the center, surrounded by a variety of Mexican dishes. There were a lot of side and optional sauces to it. You were very happy about these options. You could work with this. You weren't exactly a fan. You could just work with it. Let's not be difficult, You didn't mind Mexican food. Mom loved it, so you ate it as a family often. In a way, it made your first dinner at the Holden house feel a bit more normal. Utensils and plates scrapped and clinked together as the group began filling their plates. Cliff, could you pass the I need someone who speaks this and tell me how to pronounce it. Salsa verde? Maybe? Maybe. Salsa verde. Verde. Whatever. Of course.
Thanks.
I'm gonna invite now. Imagine my own pronunciation of that word. Thank you. Let me just say, you really outdid yourself tonight. I'm so jealous. Jealous of what? Your cooking is nothing to sneeze at, Kira. Cole's parent made small talk, filling the silence with what seemed to be barely any effort. You chimed in as well. Did it take you a long time to cook all this, Mr. Holden? Not at all. Sure, this is more than I usually make for me and Cove, but I enjoy every second of it.
Aha.
Aha! Might have gone faster if you had some help, though. She just want to cook, you know? She just want to cook. Cove's mom grumbled, but he was light-hearted. Mr. Holden chuckled and shook his head. Not this again. I make the rules here, and I say guests don't cook. Even one of us staying for little weeks?
Come on.
Even then, everything looked great, Dad, as always. Thanks, Sport. Sport? What kind of nickname is this? Glad you think so. Yeah, Sport. Cole smiled. It was genuine, even if it was strained at the corner. Brief silences interspersed the small talk. Wow. And the back. And you're back. And welcome back. Let her cook? Yeah, let her cook. It's like saying, thanks, dude. Yeah, no, it's just like... It's weird. It's weird. Probably because of my French side, you know? That's just not something you would say in French, but... You know... But yeah, I know, though. You piled blah blah. You piled some food on your plate, waiting for your turn if someone was serving themselves a dish that you had your eye on. Once the food had been divided and things settled down, Cole's parent started talking again. Now then, are you both gonna ask strange questions? You sat up in your seat when you noticed they were both looking at you. Can I help you?
How's it going?
How has everything been over at your house? Are your mom well? Mom's well. You had been keeping busy this summer? Or maybe you're just trying to take it easy during the break? You felt overwhelmed by a sudden rush of questions? Yes. You were more than happy to answer. You were surprised you didn't mind the interest. You felt uncomfortable with the attention. Just a bit to answer, yeah. Just be happy. Co's parents seemed honestly interested to hear from you. You were kind of flattered by the attention. You answered how things you were at your house. You told them how your moms were doing. Yeah. It's been good is what you said, but you didn't mean it. It's alright, it's not that great. I'd rather not talk. That's been good.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's wonderful. Tell me what your mom is doing. Same as always. Work is a little stressful, but they said it's more grown-up stuff, and it's nothing to worry about. I know too well what that's like, unfortunately. Things you've done this summer. What a start, but so much that happened. You should know what it's been up to since so much has included your family. Which was the first one? And Mr. Holden, brows raised when you answered that with that. You sure are keeping yourself busy. I could learn a thing or two from you. And that was that. Kira nodded along. You could tell she was actually listening to the words you were saying. She was trying to include you, not humor you. Did you know, Cliff? Jimmy's really into sports. Mr. Holden's face lit up, and he stopped eating so he could lean forward. His arm braced against the table.
Nice work.
Oh, that's right. Very cool. Just a hobby. Pretty serious about it. It's not a big thing. Just a hobby. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good to do things just for fun. Everyone needs a hobby. I've been thinking of picking up wood carving myself. You know what? It strangely suits him. You know, I could see him do like wood carving. Don't know why. Just yes. I couldn't tell how serious he was being about that declaration. Thanks. Cole's parent was definitely the encouraging type, but you could already tell that much about them. Dot dot dot. There were a lull in a lull in conversation as everyone focused their attention on their respective plates. You noted, not for the first time, that Cole's parent were the ones guiding the conversation. Wondered if you should break the silence this time. You brought up your own topic of conversation. Yeah, why not? I also like other things. Would you like to tell us more?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. They looked genuinely eager for you to keep talking, so you did. The rest of the dinner continued just like that, with light conversation as you ate your meals. Eventually, all the dishes on the kitchen table were pretty much gone. Kira set down her fork and rested her arm at her side, letting loose a satisfied sigh. Her plate was completely empty.
Thanks.
That was delish. Thank you for your culinary creation, Cliff. You will. I'm sorry, I just saw him blush and I was like, I need to do it. I need to do the who. Mr. Holden was like a flower soaking up the rays of the sun. He beamed, flattered by the praise. You ate way too much. You ate until you were satisfied. Until I was satisfied. You had taken you some time to finish it all, but eventually you'd clear your plate. Coe successfully kept his presence to a minimal for the full meal. He was slumped over and even now toying with his silverware. His parents practically only talked to you. Most attempts to entice him to join the conversation failed. It wasn't typical for him to say so little. He at least tried to participate. You didn't get much time to contemplate Cove's situation, because your attention was taken by Mr. Holden, pointedly clearing his voice. Not to sound like a broken record, but thanks for coming, Jamie. I'm glad we finally got the chance to have you over for a real meal.
What?
A real dinner. What? Yeah, here, that right? This is the first time Jamie has ever had dinner here? Why in the world haven't you invited him over sooner? Cove was always the one going over to Jamie's house until now. I mean, how was I supposed to reject the generous offer of the Honey Jail family to host my kid? We're just gonna ignore how the end of that phrase sounded, you know? We're just gonna ignore it. Nobody says a thing, okay? Everything is okay, sounds weird. Kira shook her head, but the amused smile she was sporting told you that she wasn't actually mad. This guy, honestly. The three of you looked at Cove in unison. His small sound had been more than enough to get the focus on him after his silence. By now, he stopped fiddling with his fork.
I mean...
Would it be alright for Jamie to stay over, for the night? He shot you a shy glance, then smiling a little. If you're cool with that. Mr. Holden's shoulders stiffened. He sat up straighter, their eyes darting back and forth between you and Cove. His mouth opened, but not a peep came out. You'd never seen Cove's dad say no to him before, but this was different than usual request. It wasn't so simple, but Mr. Holden was lost. Then Cove's mom reached out and took a hold of his shirt collar. She pulled him closer. Pulled who closer, the dad or Cove? She glanced at you before leaning in and bringing a hand up in front of their face. The two adults whispered seriously to each other. Cove's eyes opened wider. He leaned forward as if that would help him overhear his parents' conversation. Mr. Holden kept gesturing with his hand, while Kira made sure he didn't get too far away with all his movements. Every now and then, both of them would watch you and Cove out of the corner of their eyes. It didn't seem like they were fighting to you. They looked more like some kind of tiny sport team having a private huddle. After a bit, they broke the group up. They moved back to their sit properly in their chairs. You snuck at the look at Cove. You snuck look at Cove, yes. He stared at them expectantly. You were eager to hear the verdict too. We, Kira and I, think that should be fine, but... He lifted a finger dramatically, his brows raised as he met Cove's gaze and then your own. We have to talk with Jamie's parents to make sure they'd be comfortable with it. If they are, we can arrange for a sleepover to happen in a different night with everyone is more prepared. If Jamie's folk don't like the idea, there's nothing we can do. He finished the mini speech with a wide shrug using his full on. He also checked out Kira from the corner of his eyes and gave her a crooked smile. She nodded approvingly and grinned back. He thought you saw her give him a thumbs up, but her hand was partially blocked by the table. They looked so pleased with themselves over the answer, but they just passed the actual decision on whether it was alright or not to someone else, namely, your parents. If this was a sport game, they would have been punting the ball away. Cove hung his head, deflated. He had been hoping you could stay over today, not some hypothetical time in the future. You gave him some words of encouragement, you patted him on the back. Psst, I sneak the phone into my room tonight. You could always sneak into your room again. Into my room again. You pouted about it too. Oh, I like the sensor. The whole you can come, but it's kind of dangerous though. It's dangerous when it comes, you know, climb the window and thing. Yes, it's dangerous. I sneak the phone, you know. I'll take the phone. If you get your phone home, your home phone too, then you can still talk even though I'll be back home. Cove's eyes sparkled at the suggestion. It may or may not end up being possible, but it was worth trying. With that, dinner finally came to an end. Mr. Holden stood up from the table and began collecting empty plates. Cove was asked to help out, which he did with little fuss. Kira tried to lend a hand as well. However, Mr. Holden didn't let her. It seemed she was barred from cleaning as well as cooking. Poor woman, she can do anything. You weren't allowed to chip in either, since you were there as the declared guest of honor. Although the meal was over, the night wasn't. It looked like you weren't going home just yet after all. You were asked to wait on the couch. While Cove and his dad were cleaning up the mess, Kira disappeared down the hall after shooting you a wink. It was a bit strange, sitting by yourself while everyone else had something to do. Luckily, you weren't alone for too long. After a couple minutes, Cove's mom returned with a deck of cards in hand. She strolled into the room confidently while shuffling. So, who's up for a few rounds? Cove and his dad looked over the shoulder at the question. They were mutually intrigued by the cards in her hands. She beamed at their expression, and stepped further into the living room. Ignoring the couches, she sat cross-legged on the floor by the coffee table. She turned to you and gestured at the space beside her, smiling invitingly. You accepted and followed her lead. The living room carpet was soft, though the hardwood floor underneath could definitely still be felt. Kira did another hand shuffled while she waited for the others to finish their task. The smile had yet to leave her lips.
Great.
This is going to be good. You were excited, nervous, bored, kind of annoyed. Enthusiast. Enjoyed her enthusiast, okay? Last one. Cole's mom was funny, upbeat, and easygoing. He leaned closer to watch her expertly shuffle the cards. It didn't take much longer for Cove and his dad to wrap things enough to call it good. Cove's dad appeared first, followed closely by Cove. Mr. Holden rubbed his hand together in anticipation. Alright, I'm ready. As he took a seat across from you on the floor, you noticed that Cove hadn't joined him. He went straight down the hall instead, without even a word. You stared on confused as he disappeared through his bedroom door. Cove's parent didn't look concerned at his stunt. Kira nonchalantly split the deck of cards into two and riffled the halves together while offering an explanation of sorts. Cove doesn't keep his wallet with him when at home. He puts it away. What? Cove quickly returned to the living room, a black wallet in his hand. What? Gamble? He took a place at the foot of the table with the rest of you. You blinked as Cove unzipped. Oh, I thought he was gonna say something else. I was like, what the heck? Oh my. Oh, that was a jump scare. His wallet. His wallet. His wallet, okay? It's his wallet, guys. Guys, his wallet. Nothing else. His wallet. You always use real money on card games with family? While you sat there, your hands idle in your lap, the three shots looked at one another and sized each other up.
Yeah.
That's right, $5 per round per person. Winner takes it all. Go big or go home. Oh? Are you planning on kicking Jamie to a curb? Or do you intend on donating to Guest of Honor spot, Mr. Highwaller? Mr. Holden narrowed his eyes and leaned back against the side of the couch, completely at ease.
No worries.
If Jamie wants to play, he'll find his way in. Don't worry about that. He rested an arm across the top of a knee that he propped up. Cove's dad was acting slick in a way you'd never seen before. You appreciate his offer, you joke that he shouldn't be so confident. If I talk about the situation, his surety in this was pretty appealing. But no, you ignored it. Let's joke. Are you sure? Adding me could be spelling your doom. Oh, I'm good. Right you are, Jamie. I hope you can back that attitude up. You know I can, Kira. You can let me pay for Jamie. He's my friend. Mr. Holden grinned with a chuckle.
Good kid.
Alright, bud. I concede. You're too polite for me. Well, you've got your ticket. Interested in throwing in? He glanced around. This seemed like serious business. In response to your consternation, Kira softened her competitive smile. Don't worry too much. We'll probably just do a few rounds of Go Fish tonight, no biggie.
Do you mind?
What do you think? You joined in. I'd love to play. Mr. Woodham gave you a big thumb up while Cove nodded firmly back. You were really good at Go Fish. You were decent at Go Fish. You left it all to luck. You were always bad at Go Fish. What the heck is Go Fish? Okay, we stop saying Go Fish so much. You know what? Whatever it is, I'm sure we're good at it. You usually won when you played with your own family, to the point Elizabeth refused to play that game with you anymore. Fantastic! We'll play for however long how everyone wants to keep going, or until people start running out of cash, but are still refusing to quit while they're behind. Speaking for yourself, I see. With a laugh, Kira nudged you, using an elbow. Then motioned towards the other two with her chin. Don't be fooled by their soft face. These boys are sharks. Her reaction to her words, Miss Holden smirked, and Cove's eyebrows became more angled. Kira's phrasing made you think back to when you were young, specifically of Mr. Holden's favorite shark paint. What? That he used to wear all the time. Why the hell do I know what kind of pant he was wearing? Jamie, like, what? How? Did you look at his ass, Jamie? Jamie, what did you do? Did you look at his butt? What you do? Jamie? Perhaps there had been a fit for him in ways you didn't know of. I, Yep, I got nothing to say. You could feel tension in the air. Cove and his parent glued their eyes to one another. Van all placed $5 bills in an empty space in front of them. Cove dropped an extra one for you. Aw, he's so cute. Giving you a tiny smile after he did. Once this was done, Kira began dealing out cards to everybody. This was time to begin. The first round came and went quickly, with the group getting into the groove of things. You learned right away, which meant you had money to keep playing the second round. You're natural. Nicely done. You'd better keep those wits about you for the next rounds, bro. As the night went on, so did the games. Mr. Holden would jokingly shake his fist whenever someone over and him got a pair. Kira acted as a news anchor, reporting on every move everyone made by speaking onto her curled fist. Cove was still a few words, but now it was because he was focused on the game instead of being overcome with awkwardness. Most of the time, you even spotted a smile on his lips. He's cute. You won quite a few games, to your delight. You had a FT money pile on your side of the table. You must regret playing Jamie's way in now, huh? No way. Jimmy might be beating me, but he's also beating you too. Cove turned towards you and smiled, looking pleased at your ability to match his mom and dad. You grinned at him, touched by his speedy comeback. It became clear that where the money went in at the moment didn't really matter. We ended up giving it back to one another in other ways, and not just through more round of cards. You sat back, looking over the seat. A tiny smile grew on your face. Cove's family was pretty cool, you thought. You were glad you got this chance to come over to spend time with the three of them. Yay! Okay, let's save. Which one? This one, I believe. Yes. Okay, let's save and I'll end things here for today. Because just my comeback to streaming, so I don't want to overdo it. But yeah, I had fun. I had fun today. I had fun. I had fun. Let's stop the game. So. Okay. Yes. Woo! Woo! Woohoo! Woohoo! Fun time. Thank you. I hope you guys liked it. I will obviously continue next week if we have time. Probably. I don't know yet. Eesh. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Itchy. So I need to pee and drink something and blow my nose because I'm sick still. So I'll be going. I will be going. Let's see who can raid. Who can raid? Oh, Umbral. Okay, we're going to raid Umbral Grey. Or they're playing Lethal Company. I don't know with who. But yes, we'll be raiding them. So yeah, thank you guys for watching me today. Thank you. Shush me. Oh. No, we're not playing Lethal Company. We're playing Final Fantasy 14. But doesn't matter. We're raiding them. Thank you for stream, Nakyo. Thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for being here and watching me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. You too. You too, guys. You guys have a wonderful night or evening or day. If you're going to go to sleep soon, dream of me. And if you're not going to sleep soon, dream of me too. So yeah. Final Fantasy 14. If you guys like it, stay tuned, you know. They also do art, so if you want to follow them, go for it. Thank you guys for watching me today. Thank you. I think my butt is broken still, so if you wanna follow me on Twitter or join my Discord, it's down below. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.